You're kicked back on the couch, just unwinding when your cat suddenly freezes. Eyes locked on something behind you, pupils blown wide, not a single blink. You glance back, nothing. But when you look at your cat again, its whole demeanor has shifted. It's staring at you like you're a stranger, or worse, like you're a threat. Most folks just chuckle, say their cat's lost its marbles. But the science behind that look is far darker than some random burst of energy. Whatever it saw flipped a switch in its brain chemistry in milliseconds, and why it suddenly treats you like a perp. That's tied to a critical mistake you make every single day. If you've ever felt your cat just turn off on you, you need to understand what's going on before it writes you off for good. If you really want to get inside that feline head, hit that subscribe button now, because what I'm about to tell you will change how you look at your cat tonight. A lot of people figure cats are these aloof, independent creatures who couldn't care less about their owners. That's the first big misstep. Truth is, they care so much they're monitoring your heart rate from across the room. You know those times your cat's dead asleep, then suddenly, head pops up. It didn't hear a noise. It felt a change in your biological rhythm. But that's not even the weirdest part. What's truly unsettling is when they give you that slow blink. Everyone calls it a cat kiss. A pure sign of love. But there's a detail nobody mentions. If it slow blinks, then immediately glances toward the door, it's not feeling the love. It's running a security check. It's figuring out if you're an ally or an obstacle to its escape route. If your cat does that often, drop a comment below and say, "My cat's testing me," because you need to know what's next. That brings us to another behavior that throws everyone for a loop. That sudden bite right in the middle of a petting session. You're stroking its fur, it's purring up a storm, everything's zen. Then, bam, fangs in your hand. You think it got mad? Nope. The problem is, a cat's skin is a hypersensitive sensor you're overloading without even realizing it. It's like someone blasting an air horn next to your ear for 10 straight minutes. A purr isn't always pleasure. Sometimes it's a self-soothing mechanism trying to lower its own blood pressure. And when it bites, it's not being aggressive. It's trying to snap you out of what it perceives as a dangerous trance. But things get even stranger when the sun goes down. Those infamous midnight sprints, the zoomies. You think it's just pent-up energy, that it needs a new toy. Almost no one catches it, but these sprints usually happen after it uses the litter box, or after you walk in the door carrying the scent of the street. The cat isn't running for joy. It's trying to shake off a sensory load it can't process. It smells the stress you dragged home from the concrete jungle. It feels the static electricity in the air before a storm. And if it starts running and suddenly stops, staring at nothing, that's because it finally heard what the environment was trying to hide. This happens when you're oblivious, but it's acting like an emotional lightning rod for your whole apartment. But here's the detail that flips the whole script. Ever notice your cat sometimes acts like it's forgotten who you are? It avoids you, hides, or perches on high spots, watching you like your prey. This usually follows a subtle shift in its environment. A moved armchair, a different cologne, or even just a heated phone call. To a cat, the world isn't just objects, it's a meticulously mapped territory of safety. When you change something, you shred its mental blueprint. And that's when its attitude takes a hard turn. It goes into survival mode. It's not being a jerk. It's recalibrating, trying to figure out if you're still the same person it knew yesterday. And this leads us to the climax of this whole strange affair. There's a sound you make, without even noticing, that causes your cat physical pain. It's not a yell. It's something far more subtle. A little tongue click, a heavy sigh, the jingle of your keys. Depending on the frequency, it triggers an anxiety response that can last for hours. That's why, sometimes, it gives you the side eye or pulls away when you try to be affectionate. You've shattered its zen zone. If your cat does this when you're distracted, it's giving you a chance to redeem yourself. But almost no one catches the final signal. The final signal is the tail. Not the angry swish, but that slight tremor at the very tip when it sees you. Many think it's irritation, but the truth is the opposite. It's a jolt of recognition, a burst of adrenaline. In that split second, it's deciding whether to let you back into its world. Maybe your cat isn't weird. Maybe you just never understood that it lives on a radio frequency you can't quite tune into. It doesn't change its attitude because it wants to. It changes because its world is far more intense than yours. If you made it this far, comment, "I saw it to the end," and share this with anyone who thinks they know cats, but has no clue what's really going down on their living room rug right now. Hit that like button if you felt your cat just gave you a funny look while you were listening to this. That behavior that used to get under your skin, That was its only way of warning you. You thought it was just being a strange animal. But it was sacrificing its own peace to monitor what you couldn't see. Science says they sense danger before it even shows its face. And that fixed stare into the dark wasn't at emptiness. It was at something you weren't ready to face yet. In the end, justice isn't about logical explanation. It's about the chilling fact that it was always one step ahead of you. Now, every time it stares at you for no reason, you'll feel that chill down your spine. Because now you know. It knows your secrets before you even hide them. Maybe your cat isn't weird. Maybe you just never understood what its silence truly means. If you watched until now, it's because you dug this case. Leave a comment saying, "I watched till the end," so I can get to know you and see who really likes the stories on this channel. Like this video if it changed how you see your cat, and share it with someone who needs to open their eyes right now.